Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Dsc Info Session. Dsc Lasu Info Session. We welcome you all. We'll be starting by 11:05. We're just waiting for more people to join in. So while we just wait for them, I just hope you can just use the chat section to chat, tell us how you feel, and you know, and also listening to the sound. Hope you like the sound I'm playing. That's the sound I could get at the moment. So just let me manage it. Okay, so we'll be starting now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the info session organized by Developer Student Club in Lagos State University. I'm Olamilesi Animation, and I'll be anchoring today's event. The info session is proposed to put a spotlight on the community's operations, goals, opportunities, and to make a lasting impression on every member of the community. I will proceed to introducing the personalities that will speak to us today at the info session. The first speaker is Fawaz Karim. He's the team lead at the Developer Student Club in Lagos State University. He will share with us some foundational ideas on what DSC is about. The second speaker, the second speaker is Oluwafemi Tairu. He's a backend developer at Affex Commodities Exchange. He will speak extensively on the benefits of joining a developers community. The third speaker, all right, the third and last speaker is MS Awal. Is the program manager for the Developer Student Club in Sub-Saharan Africa, and he will address the topic succeeding as a developer community member. It's really a privilege to have this prestigious personnel to speak to us at the info session today. Moving on to the order of the program, we have the introduction followed by the first speaker, then the second speaker, afterwards a Kahoot game, then the third speaker, finally a closing remark. The info session was scheduled for 2 hours, and at the end of each speaker session would be an entertainment for questions. The question and answer session would span for 5 minutes. With the understanding that not everyone present today is familiar with the Bevy app, these are some basic guidelines on how to use the app. During the question and answer period, if you have a question, you can ask on the chat room. If you're using a mobile phone, there is a chat icon on the top right corner of your screen. Click on it so you can type your question. If you're using a laptop, the chat room is located at the right side of your screen. We all are encouraged to stay connected to our phones and avoid distractions wherever we are. I will hand over to Fawaz Karim to start the first session on the topic, what is DSC?
Okay, I'll be talking on what is this. Good morning, everybody. My name is Fawaz Karim, and let me just come up with my slide. I'm sorry if you are hearing little noises from my side. It's a generator, actually. We don't have lights in our area, so all right. So I'll just quickly grab my slide and I hope you guys can see my screen. All right. Sorry, hold on a little bit, please. Okay, you can't see my screen. Okay, I'm sharing it now. Sorry, I thought I already shared it. All right. What about now? Can you see it now? I think you should be seeing it now. All right. Okay. So I'll be talking on um, what is DSC. So I think my job today is to tell you about what DSC is all about. I know some people already and what the DSC, but some of us don't really know what it is all about. And so I hope my talk today is going to give you more understanding on what DSC is all about and answer some of your questions. Also, if my side doesn't answer your question, you can say ask questions immediately after my session, after my presentation, and maybe subsequently in the community also. So I'll be talking about what is DSC. Sorry for the date. I'm supposed to update the dates, but the slide was prepared for the previous day before we postponed due to the NSAS protest and everything that was happening in the country. So okay, like I said, my name is Faraz Karim and I'm the DSC lead for Lagos State University. So this is my Twitter handle if you need to reach out to me, and my GitHub also is Faraz. I don't really have much project there. Just have a couple of Hello World program and to do apps. So now let me just get it started. So what is DSC? Now I'll talk about what DSC is all about. So this is actually I got this from DSC website directly. So Developer Student Club are university-based community groups for students who are interested in Google technologies. So and it's the interesting part is that it's not only for undergraduates only. Graduate programs to like the masters, the people that are doing their PhD degrees can also be among the developer student club. So, so students, the aim of DS is just for students to grow their knowledge in peer-to-peer learning environments and build solutions for local businesses and their community. So that's just the baseline of what DSC is about. So with this, we are going to expand more on it and give you more detailed explanation on it. So I'll move on to the next slide, which is this is just a diagram or like a picture of showing what it's all about. So like the team that are in charge of DSC, of course, the DSC lead one. You also have the core team members. You can see this, if you see this, what's it called? This place here, you see people trying to talk about something. So this is actually how the DSC lead and the core team member liars before taking any decision. Like before we did this event, it was actually well said and well planned. I hope so. So the core team members are the one that are going to they're like the brain of the old DSC stuff. They're like okay, anytime there's anything, we're going to reach out to them and we're going to plan everything. So a DSC chapter should have a faculty advisor. It's kind of necessary for us to have faculty advisor because for you to run a community in your campus, you have to have the school backing. So then also we have developers and speakers. We have the non-technical and technical, which are part of the core team members, and also the media, which are part of the core team members. So then the next thing is I'd just like to talk about the core team members. So the core team, like the core team member, I can't just give my presentation without giving them credit. They've really been amazing, and I call them superheroes. I call them my superheroes because, sincerely speaking, it's not easy to handle and run the community. It's the superhero stuff. So I call them superheroes, and they are the brain. They are the one that plan everything, and I really appreciate them a lot. And I want to let them know that I really respect them a lot and appreciate them. So I just move ahead to just show you who the core team members are. So that the amazing people that are actually let me call them the back end. Yeah, the back end of Dsc Lasu. So let me just call them the back end. So they're doing organizing the stuff, telling you what to do and everything. So do we have me? We have Prosper, we have Kelvin, we have Israel, we have Mubarak, Kelvin, Akitunde, with Moshood, we have Adiola, we have Moshood again, Samuel Bell, Pashu, Mayowa, Gafar, and Abisayo. So I just want to quickly just show you us the core team members and tell them, and so we're going to know who are core team members in case you see them around on campus, because when school resumes, you can ask them questions, you can reach out to them and ask them questions. Okay, I am having issue, you can even message them privately on the chat and ask them questions. We are all together. So now I'll just move on to what we do as a community. So as a community, as a developer community, the aim is to actually help ourselves grow in any way we define growth, because I might define growth in a way and you might not define growth in the same way. So it's just we just as a developer community, we just need to help ourselves grow in any way we define growth. So we talk about developer student club to ensure that all students interested in becoming pro developers are aware of the initiative, because some people are on the campus, they don't know about what DS is all about. They don't even know if the developer community exists on campus. So our aim is to let people know about it. So and also as a community, there are going to be a lot of sessions, events in line with the goal, which is to make people let people grow in their expertise. So we're going to have a lot of sessions. So as a community member, you should attend these events and be enthusiastic about them. There's a lot to gain and nothing to lose actually, because if you look at it if you look at it very well, like joining the developer community, you don't have anything to lose. It's not as if you're going to pay a fine or you're going to pay a membership form or anything, nothing like that. Just be there, we give a lot of stuff, grow, and so you have a lot to gain and nothing to lose. So in the community also, as a community, there's need for us to collaborate. So as a peer learning, because the aim is to grow in peer learning in peers. So as a community, we collaboration is what we really hold in a very high esteem. Like we need to collaborate among ourselves, learn in peers and so on. I hope you can hear me. I hope we can all hear me. Okay. I think he's speaking about. Let me just continue with the slide. All right. So as a community, we are going to put a lot of information out there, and we need to also keep an eye on information. So like currently, we use WhatsApp for our primary communication. I think that's the best. That's the best for now for us to use, because I believe everybody's using WhatsApp and everybody have a phone to use. So I think we're using WhatsApp for that for now. So now let's now move to the real deal, of which is understanding DSC. So I will just give us a little history on DSC, what you should expect from us as a community, and what we expect from you as an individual. And I'm going to show you one story about a lady joining the developer community, and I'm going to briefly talk about solution challenge and also show you the next step. So now let me just quickly brush through the history. So Developer Students Club launched in 2017 as a pilot in India to help solve the challenges of like university graduates were facing securing employment in the tech industry. So it was launched in 2017. That's like 3 years to this time. So this DSC aimed to provide students with the resources and opportunities and experience necessary to be in the industry. So like the main aim of DSC is to like provide these opportunities and experience and resources to students while they're still in school. So by the time they're out of university or they have graduated, they are going to have enough expertise, enough experience, because applying for jobs these days, you see someone representing like, okay, 2 years experience, 3 years experience. But I think we as a developer, we already have those experience. But just imagine someone that is not a developer, someone like, okay, that is reading like maybe accounting, you are still in and they're asking you 2 years experience, 2 years experience. So where do you expect them to get the experience? So why? So that's why DSC is very, very nice, because they're going to give you expertise, opportunities, and experience, resources, and everything that you need to grow as a developer. So by the time you are still in school, you're already gathering the experience. So the 2 years experience you're already gathering it, and by the time you're done with school, it's easy for you to just secure a job. So then in since the program started, so the program grew to Indonesia and Africa. So after 2017, it grew to Asia, spread to Europe, Australia, and because now DS is really global. It's from Asia to Africa, Europe, Middle East, Australia, New Zealand, Latin America, North America. Like this is worldwide now. Is worldwide. So DSA we aim to provide thousands of student developers and that are working with the community to solve the life problem. So we provide resources, train student developers, like a lot of student developers. Like just imagine the whole community in the whole world, and imagine the amount of developers that DSU is already helping, trying to help grow. So you can imagine that number. So it's a lot. So and currently now DSC is in over 1,000 universities, like over 1,000 chapters in 2020. So you can see it's a lot. So just imagine if there's something like there's what's it called? Like there's an ID card, like a membership ID card. Like okay, you need to okay, as if I developer students club member, you have this ID card. So that ID card is global. Just imagine everybody having an ID card. So maybe you go to Australia now, you sign that person, you just okay, I'm a DSC member. So I'm just trying to let you know that you share membership with many DSC around the world. So there's an opportunity for us DSC in our school. So that's not about a little history on DSC. So now I'll tell you what you should expect from us. Okay, I want you to expect a lot from us, a lot, but not everything actually, because we can't provide everything. So we're just trying to do what we need to do to just make sure okay we achieve the goal of growing student developers and making them achieve their aim. So we are going to, as a community, we're going to provide you a lot of technologies like Google technologies actually, but we are not really restricted to only Google technologies. We have opportunities to go into different technologies also. So like technologies like we Firebase, like yesterday we had Firebase Summit yesterday, and it's also happening today also, and a lot of cool stuff on Firebase, cool new stuff on Firebase. Like I tweeted it like okay, in the next like new generation developers are going to be like I'm Firebase developer now, not a backend developer. Just imagine that. So because Google is really making things easy, like they are really making things very, very simple. So just imagine you getting yourself familiar with technologies and just imagine the kind of job opportunities that will be waiting for you out there. So from Firebase to Angular to GCP to Flutter, Kotlin, and a lot of them. So then we're going to also organize various events for the community, such as study jams, workshops, boot camps, code labs, meetups, speaker sessions, hackathons, a lot of events. So these are the things we'll be providing to you. Like these are the things you should be expect from us because all these things actually count. All these things contribute their quota to the main goal, which is to make DSC, which is make student developer grow. So all those things really count. So there's going to be mentorship and follow up. So there's a program we have now which I call study group. So the DSC, each study group have a lead. So the lead are going to act as the mentor for each group and follow ups. But we're still trying to see if that's going to work out because we're still trying to look at the load or the amount of people that are going to, the number of people that are going to join these study groups, and people are going to look for mentorship outside to get more people who are really who are skilled in this field like Firebase, a lot of them. So we're going to provide this to you. Then we're also going to give you rewards and swags. The party aspect, I'm not really sure, but we just hope if everything goes well, we're going to organize the party. Maybe like final party, maybe after the DSCs we are done, like after 1 year, we're going to organize just a little party, or we should just have things go sharp. So also we're going to organize internship. Like this is something that is really, really important because I believe after you've learned, you need to actually put your skill to test. So we're working with different companies who will be looking for interns to join their company. So we can use our platform as a DSC to recommend people will believe, okay, this person is actually doing well in this particular field. So these are the things you need to expect from us, and things we are actually working towards to giving you guys. So there are a lot of them, but which I yet to unveil. So as time goes on, we're going to do that. So now that we've given you what you should expect from us, so I think we also need something from me also. Yeah, because we need something from me, not money actually. We just need something from like okay, we need you to be nice, in the community. We need you to be respectful. We need you to be collaborative because as in a community, you need to actually what's it called? Collaborate with people to grow, and collaboration is something that is very, very important because as a community, that's the aim, to grow in peers. So you need to collaborate. You need to have basic etiquette for online discussion. So also you need to be active in participation and engagement. You need to engage because it is important to participate in the community. because the leads and the court member cannot just be talking only to themselves. Like, you are the owner of the community. Like, we are all in it together. We have the community, so it's all for everybody. And also, um, we need to be like, when we have events, we need to be in attendance and make sure that we all attend the events, and we need to, because I know we all have priorities, but we should be enthusiastic about events. Also, just imagine that we have events for, okay, 40 people registered and we're having less than 10, and it's kind of, it's really bring the motive down. So I think your motivations are one motivation also. So you need to give back to society, to the community actually. So giving back to the community is not like you giving money, but if you have money, you can give back to us. But what's it called? It isn't only about giving money, because giving back can be in any good form. Like, by just providing answers to someone's question, by just giving someone a point, okay, go to this page, you're going to see it. By just by maybe someone asks question, just helping in any way you think you can. In any way you think you can just help people. So that's it. And also, the next thing is, now we have the domains that we as that we're going to be teaching in DSC as follows. We have Google Cloud. We'll be working on Google Cloud. So these are the technologies that we're going to be focusing on for now. So we'll be talking HTML and CSS, software testing. I know this is not really common, but we are bringing it to our DSC community, and I think it's one of the skills out there that is not really common. And if we have more people on it in it, I think it's going to really make sense. So I think it's a nice stuff. So we're going to be working on TensorFlow, AI and machine learning, backend with Node.js and Django. We only know JavaScript is already taking over all the tech community now. No offense though. So we're going to be taking Node.js and Django, the web in general, UI UX also, and mobile development with Flutter and Kotlin. So you can see we have a bunch of stuff for you as a community. So now we have, in each domains there are heads, there are domain heads. So the domain heads they are students also like us that are experts in these domains. So they are the ones that have strong technical experience. So they help students gain valuable inside of their domain through differentiation, build project and solution with the technologies at their disposal. So domain head are like people that are head the study group. So whereby they are going to help students do what they want to do and just give them what they want to do. And so we also have facilitators. Facilitators are also like the domain head, but what they do is that they just assist the domain head do all these things. They have them track their inactivity in the domain and do a lot of stuff just to make sure that the study group is going well and the domains, everything is going very well. So there are going to be a bunch of sessions which we are going to be bringing up for you guys, like solution challenge. I'm going to talk more on this. We're going to have hands-on workshop, expert tech talk, study jams, study groups, which we're gonna just talk about, an explore ML and roadmap session. So like the study jams now, the next session we'll be talking on is the Android study jam, and by the end of this study jam, we're going to have certificates. So it's a lot that we have in the back for you. So hands-on workshop, whereby you're going to have live coding session with people, like are going to walk you through, then talks, whereby you're going to talk about the particular technology and a lot. So for the solution challenge, solution challenge is an annual contest presented by Developer Students Club that invites students to develop solutions for local communities problem using one or more of Google platform. So like Uncle Awa will say solution challenge is like World Cup for all the DSC. So all the DSC chapters are going to participate in the solution challenge, whereby it's just an avenue for us to put what we have learned into practice. What I've learned into practice. So by this year's solution challenge, there were 10 projects which were selected from all the schools. So this, but if it was not for COVID-19, they're going to be invited. They'll invite them to, I think, California or Bay Area. I can't really remember the place, but they're going to go and they're going to attend Google I/O. Is it Google I/O? It's Google I/O. But because of Corona spoiled everything. Just imagine you developing a solution that is going to be featured on Google website, and you're going to get invited to Google. You're going to speak at Google I/O. Imagine, it's a lot. So I see it as a solution challenge. So the next solution challenge is going to be coming up on January January 2021, next year, which is going to start. So I think we are advised to start talking about solution challenge, how we are going to ace and like. So the next slide is talking about a story of a girl. Okay, let me just allow you to watch. I just hope it plays very well, but I hope I'm still in time. I still have time on my side. Do I think I still have time on my side, but let me just play the video.
Awalnya Hastu bukan merupakan seorang yang percaya diri, namun setelah dia ikut Dsc, dia menjadi lebih percaya diri dan lebih tertarik untuk mendalami skill di bidang program Android. Saya bangga dengan Hastu karena selama Hastu dia di Dsc, dia memiliki progres yang cukup signifikan.
All right, so I hope the video played very well. But if you did not really see the video, you can just go back to I can share the link to you and go to the Developer Students Club and you can get more of it. So let me just, I don't really have time on my side. So let me just quickly one about 3D benefits. So the benefit we are going to we're going to have certificates, we're going to have letter of recommendation for people who believe are doing well. For example, now you need letter of recommendation from us. So you have opportunities to work on open source projects and team collaboration. You have opportunities and resources, like you have opportunity to build your experience and a lot of benefits. So I don't really have much time on my side, so I'll just quickly brush through it. So I think then if you want to join us, if you are watching this from YouTube, because it's going to be it's recorded and it's going to be put live. So if what's it called, if you have not joined us, just join us now. So this is the link, bit.dsc Lasu, and that's all I have. So and also we should not forget to end police brutality, because this is something that is really disturbing us in Nigeria. So we need to let people know that they need to end police brutality. So thank you. You can ask your questions now. I hope I've not wasted everybody's time now. So you can ask your question. You can ask your question now. So you can use the chat session to ask questions. You can use the chat session to ask questions. So in case there is any question you need to ask. All right. Okay, I'm checking the question. We have 5 minutes for question. So, but okay, I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link to that video. Let me quickly grab it and put it in the chat section now. So we have 5 minutes for question. 5 minutes for question. If you have question, please quickly drop it on the chat section, and I can answer everything. So We have 1 more minute left for question and answering. Everyone from question and answering. All right, so I'll stop sharing my screen now. And we're going to give chance for the next speaker to talk. So, Adela, when it's time for the next speaker to talk, you can usher in the next speaker.
Thank you, Fawaz Karim. I'll proceed to welcoming Oluwafemi Tairu to continue the second session on the topic benefits of joining a developers community.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
How did you do it? I had to download code for some weird reasons. Okay, cool. Good morning, everyone. I'm Olafemi Tairu. Currently, oh gosh, this is there. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to step out and come back, and I have to accept some system devices. I'm going to close my browser. I'm so sorry. I'm using this for the first time. Yeah.
Okay. So I think he's having issue with his system, so we should just wait for him to be back. So meanwhile, we can use the opportunity to ask questions on the chat section. You can ask questions. Please, if you have any questions, you can ask. So you can ask if the salary for you guys as a community, you can ask also. I'll be to give you an answer also.
So I'm back. I'm so sorry. I was actually using Brave before, yeah, and for some weird reasons, I was just, I don't know, it was kicking me out of the platform. So I had to quickly download Chrome. I don't use Chrome anymore. So yeah, I had to accept some, I don't know, some permissions so I could share my screen. I believe everyone can see my screen. Yeah.
I can.
Cool. So this event was supposed to happen, I think, before now. That was last week, Saturday. But due to what's going on in the country now, we're not able to have it. I'm glad to be here. I'm happy everyone is actually safe, and we hope and pray that the humanity, none of us comes out more, and we can make the world a better place. So yeah, good morning once again. I'll be talking to you today about benefit of joining a developer community. I guess this topic to me is actually fun because I'll be speaking from a place of experience at the same time as a member of the community and as founder of one of the communities in Lagos State University. So quick introduction about me. I'm Oluwafemi Tairu. I'm a backend developer currently at FX Commodity Exchange. My GitHub is Marex, Twitter is in the store Marex. And please don't forget, we are still using the hashtag #Vitality in Nigeria. We have to make this world a better place for our children and for ourselves. So I'll go right into it. So what is a community? A community, according to Wikipedia, is a social unit. That's a group of people with common goals or common values, customs, religion, identity. Or a community can be a group of people that come together, particularly in a geographical area, towards a particular goal, or sometimes it could be a virtual space. So now that we know what a community is, what then is a developer community? A community is a group of people that come together for a specific goal. So we can then narrow it and say, oh, a developer community is just a group of developers coming together to do stuff dev related. Yeah. So a developer community generally can be defined as a group of developers gathered in a place to achieve a common goal. There are a lot of communities in the world now, in Nigeria, especially. Some of them are physical communities where you have to go to, they have events at certain periods or at intervals in the year. And there's some that they're online, they're just general for some. You can always go there and then chat, ask questions, connect with people, and all of that. So what then is the benefit of joining a developer community? Why should I join a developer community? Why is it necessary? Why am I even here as a member of the DSC community? Why is it important? Anytime I see the word developer community, all of this word comes to my head has benefits. Learn, fun, exposure, growth, ego, network, collaboration, and opportunities. Now, explain, and in between my explanation, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'll be talking from a place of experience. So I actually finished my handies here around 2017. Is it 2017? Yeah, I think 2017. And prior to that time, I had not attended any community. I don't belong to any community. I'm just a solo developer in Last Protect and doing my thing with about 2 years of experience coding. And one of the first communities I joined was for Loop Africa. Now, I attended the first event, and I could say the first thing I got out of Loop Africa was something I've never heard about before. I'm not so sure who actually anchored the session that day. I think it's called Beast or something. But one of the things I learned that day from Loop Africa then was PWA. Yeah, pretty simple stuff, pretty simple concept. And that's been one of the things that's been with me for a very long time. I could tell you that after attending that event, I'm not so sure I did any broad or heavy reading on what PWA is before I started implementing it. And the knowledge I have from that time still with me till today. So I think one of the most important or one of the strong benefits you get from a developer community is the fact that you get to learn new stuff. And we must not forget that when you're actually learning, you are actually growing yourself. So it could be career growth, it could be whatever growth it is. You're moving from a stage where you had before to another. Take, for example, me moving from the guy who doesn't know what a PWA is. Okay, so PWA is actually Progressive Web App, for those who don't know. So for me, moving from that part to someone who actually knows. And over the years, it has just been the same thing. I mean, from learning PWA at some other meetups is me learning about web accessibility. It's about me learning what really Django is and how Django works, or me learning even the core concept of data science and machine learning. So it's all about growth. It's all about learning. It's all about increasing and expanding your capacity and capabilities as a developer. Then another thing that you find in a developer community, one of the benefits of the developer community is collaboration. Now today, yeah, I told you I work with Perfect Community Exchange, but on the side before now, I actually do freelance on a full-time basis. And currently, I own a small company, so with some group of guys. Now, currently, we're about 7 on the team, and every single one of them, I met them as a developer community. So Oli, Kelvin, Israel at some point, Dre, Daniel, all of them, Praise, Sam. I met them at the Lasu developer community one way or the other, right? So it was a way for us to like say, oh, come, I know you're good at this. I'm also good at this. Okay, I'm trying to bring this. Can you jump with me and work on this project? Let's do this together. Let's do that together. And yeah, that's what you see in the developer community. The fact that because as a developer, you're not expected to know everything. That's not expected of you. So take for example, if I'm good at backend development, and there's this dude somewhere there that is actually good with front end, right? I can just say, oh, come, I have this project I'm working on. Can you join me? Let's collaborate. Let's work on this together. And boom, it may sometimes it may not be physical. It may be virtual. The world is so advanced now that we have GitHub, we have this platform here, which I'm using to reach out to you guys spread out across all over Lagos or Ogun State or Nigeria, whatever, right? So you can collaborate from wherever you are and work towards a particular goal. So yeah, one of the benefits of joining the developer community is also collaboration. Now, for me, one of the benefits that's really changed my life joining the developer community is exposure. Now, when I started out as a developer, all I wanted to do was just do backend development, and I was so much interested in robotics. Now, back then in 2013, the first thing I did was to go to Google, and I typed robotics. How do I become an engineer that builds robots or work with AI? And after going through Google's first article on Wikipedia and all of that, it felt like I had to have a PhD or I have to go to MIT or Stanford before I could actually get the concept of machine learning and AI, right? So I just left it. Okay, this is not for me now. Until you say, I think about 2019, is it 2019 or 2018? I got to know about Data Science Nigeria. So just in case you don't know, Data Science Nigeria is also a developer community, and what they do mostly is they actually bring guys together and then discuss, people learn, they share stuff pertaining to data science, machine learning. So that was my first time joining. It was a second meetup. I just joined, signed up, and that was it basically. This huge, big concept of AI that seemed like, oh, I had to have a PhD or have to have some strong understanding of some concepts and all of that was simplified by just joining the community. And from there, that exposure to data science led to so many things basically in my life. I had a different understanding of the way products I use work. I started using some of this concepts for product and actually building. I started teaching people machine learning, data science, and then on the long run, I got a gig to be in a chatbot, and that's where the ego comes in, the cash. So you can't belittle the benefit of a developer community. Another one is network, right? So network is just you meeting people, not network like the cellular network, like mobile and FL. Network is meeting and connecting people here in this concept. So over the years, I've been to a lot of, or I belong to a lot of developer communities or developer events. One is followed DGG, Lasu Dev, there is Data Science Nigeria. At the point that I attended Concatenate, of course, Python Africa, Python Nigeria. I've met a lot of people. I have some of them in my contact now. I have access to some of them. Some of them are close friends. And I would say that this platform that has helped me meet people or connect people has actually been beneficial to me, because I would say most of the gigs I've gotten today, most of the jobs I have today, the ones I had in the past, the one I'm currently on now, has been by someone who knows someone. Yeah, I know you all know that in Nigeria, some of the things you get has to be through network. And even outside Nigeria, I mean, if someone, say in the US, wants to give a job to a backend engineer, he's not going to know you are there somewhere in your room writing PHP codes and doing some stuff. He has to find you in some sort of way. So take, for example, he reached out to me and say, oh, I need a PHP developer. I'm like, oh, wow, I don't have any PHP developer. I don't develop PHP, but I can point you to a PHP developer. I can only do that if I know someone. I've met someone in the community of PHP developers or something. Or it could be just searching through and he sees your stuff, he sees your work on, or your answer on Stack Overflow, or he sees you listed on some PHP communities. That's the only way they'll get to know you. Nobody's going to discover you by you isolating yourself and trying to be a solo developer. So yeah, and then that kind of like buttress the concept of opportunities. So developer communities also expose you or give you chances to opportunities, either job opportunities. It could be career, yeah. It could be opportunities to work on great projects with people. Anyone, it's just opportunities to partake in hackathons, opportunities to do stuff for the community too, because as the community is giving back to you, you have to give back to them. So all of these things are basically benefits that you can get from the community. So having known what benefits you can get from the community, then what are the communities you can actually join and how can you actually join them? So I have a small list of some communities in Nigeria and Africa, or virtual, physical, all over the world. The first one I had is Developer Student Club, which is the one you're in now, having one of the first maiden events. And there's the Government Developer Group. There are a lot of them. We have GDD Festac, which is kind of close to us in the last area, GDD Ojo Festac. There's GDD, I think GDD is in Lekki or so. But yeah, there are a lot of developer GDDs up and down here and there. So you just have to find the one that is closest to you, the one that works for you. And of course, there's Data Science Nigeria, which I'm a proud member of. If you're interested in anything AI, machine learning, you want to check them out. It's a great community for you to actually learn the concept of data science and machine learning. Another one is Python Nigeria. So I'm just going to share with you, one of the things I got out of Python Nigeria was, for me, growth, career growth. Prior to the time I attended my first Python Nigeria conference, I think in 2018 or 2019, I've actually not spoken at any conference. I'm the shy type, yeah. So attending that, apart from the fact that I got to know some things from Python Nigeria, and I spoke to some people, we shared stuff, networking. So that Python Nigeria that I got to speak for the first time to a large audience. So I didn't speak as a speaker, yeah, I wasn't a speaker. It was just a lightning talk. Of course, my friends actually pushed me to it. Like, just go. I can't just say that. They say, oh, well, this is what I have to tell you, blah, blah, blah. 5 minutes, I was done. Walking out of there that day, I said, oh, I'm going to be speaking at the next Python Nigeria. That didn't happen, but of course, I spoke at the next Python Africa. And my talk then was chatbots and steroids. It was funny that as I was climbing down from the podium that day, someone actually took a picture, shared on Twitter that, okay, this person is talking about chatbot and steroids. He mentioned me there. Next thing, I entered into Twitter, and then I saw someone there messaging saying, oh, can you work on a boat for us? And that's how I landed the gig right there from just speaking at the developer community. So yeah, the benefits, it's just endless. It depends on what you want. I mean, some people will even get their life partners out of developer communities. So you just name it. Whatever you want, you can get it out of the developer community. So another community again is, you have Python communities all over the world. Yeah, so it's not just Python Nigeria, Python Africa. There are a lot of Python communities all over the world. Another one is Follow Africa. It's Follow Nigeria. I think it's Follow Rwanda, I think. Yeah, I'm not so sure, but yeah, you can just type Follow Africa and Google. It's going to give you the website. Then of course we have Andela Learning Community for those of you who want to do stuff relating to mobile development, web, mostly Google technologies. You can to yeah. Then Facebook developer cycles. Another one, sorry. Then for the virtual ones, we have dev.to. That's a community where developers go right. You can search, follow a lot of stuff about the dev ecosystem. Then of course we have dev careers. So I think dev careers started around last year. And what they do basically is give laptops to those who don't have, and then there's a mentorship or training period for you. So just in case you're looking to get feedback, you may want to consider that. Then it's Cargo. Cargo is for data science, machine learning guys, developers. Yeah, so it's a place where you go see a lot of codes people have written about data science, AI. You can meet people there, there are competitions there, like hackathons and the likes. And then it's Arcanum, and of course, our most helpful developer community, which is Stack Overflow. That's where I think most developers actually get solutions to some of their problems. Yeah. For me personally, it's always either Stack Overflow or stop issues. You know, when there's an issue, I just see, yo, this guy did this and did this. So yeah, there's free code camp, there's Ash notes, and then for the ladies, the women, There's women who codes. There are a lot of women-focused communities that are trying to bring women into tech ecospace so as we can have more women here. So yeah, these are multiple communities you could join. You could learn, you could grow, you could share, and enjoy. And I think you've taken the first good step in joining Developers Join Club at Lasu. So yeah, I think that's the first step. So just in case you're looking to learn more or reach out or network more, you can pick any of these developer communities. You can search more online. You find tons of them. Just pick one and join. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. I'll take questions now. Questions. For us, how do I get questions? I hope I've not been speaking to myself. That's going to be...
All right. Thank you. It was a nice. I'm sure everybody has begun to from it. If there's any question, you guys can ask question. It's okay. So please ask me question now. You have our time now, so please let's ask me question. Let's start from the knowledge. Ask question. I'm sure you guys know his tutor. In case you want to ask him, and if someone has a question, just like it. So yeah, if I can write for you. I'm trying to on your mic for you, but it's going to come up anytime soon. But you can just continue typing, so he's going to see it. If you have any question, just ask him now, please. Ask him now. Do you know what we call him? His nickname is Code Blooded. Code wants inside his blood. So he has a lot to give you guys. So please ask questions, bro. And you can. I think you guys saw his Twitter handle, right? In case you have questions later, you can reach out to him also to ask questions from him.
I think I have about 8 minutes to answer questions. So, Usman, Kappa, I'm waiting for your question.
I think Usman is still typing his question.
A long one.
While answer his question, so yeah, and
Okay, we still have 3 minutes though for the questions. But if you want us to continue, we can. All right, thank you so much for the explanations on the benefit of succeeding in a dead community. All right, we'll move to the Kahoot game. All right, and it's going to be facilitated by Fawaz. Afterwards, MS Awa will continue the third session on the topic succeeding as a deaf community member.
okay, I think.
All right. I think I have a question here. So this one's question is joining several developers community a wrong thing to do? The answer is no. It's not wrong at all. It all depends on what each community offer, what they stand for, and what you as a developer wants. There's nothing like polygamy in developer community. Nobody's going to kill you for doing that, right? So okay, I guess I can stop sharing this. For example, you can actually join a virtual developer community, say dev.to, and then you can write on there or go there to read developer stuff. It could be Stack Overflow, right? but that's going to be maybe strictly for your day-to-day activities, you answering questions that you have as a developer or trying to know more. That doesn't stop you from joining Facebook Developer Cycle. That doesn't stop you from belonging to Data Science Nigeria if you're interested in AI and machine learning. So it's all dependent on what what you are intending to do as a developer. If you want to be more of like a Python developer, then Python Africa is okay for you. You can just stick with that. If you want to be an Angular JS developer or Vue.js developer, a Nust developer, there are Python communities for that. So there are communities that are specific or they're specifically for just one technology or one programming language. There's some that are kind of like general, and there's some that maybe based on a particular company's tech stack. So you can actually belong to multiple. I think that answers your question. Now I see a question here from Halimat. I mean, will this community be always virtual? Okay, Boss has answered that. So yeah, I'm guessing there's no other question. So yeah, thank you guys for having me today. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Bye.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And to answer Alimat's question, it will always be virtual. It's actually a campus community, so we'll soon be school is resuming already. So we'll start having our events physically, and sometimes might have it virtual. So if you look at some things, but it soon will always be virtual. So if you have any other question, just keep it coming. So now we are going to move to the Kahoot game. Can you guys see my so sorry for the noise. You can go to www.kahoot.it, then put this pin and your nickname so we can start the game. Just to, we've been talking since morning, just to keep ourselves calm and before the next speaker is going to join the call. Yeah, I love Kahoot too. I really love Kahoot also. So I'll be waiting for you. Okay, we have one user already, Lima. Cold-blooded himself. All right, please, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Join, 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 join. And Sorry, I don't know what happened to my slide. It just kicked me out. Hope I'm back. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can.
Nice. Okay. We just need more people to join, please. It's just 5 questions. Just 5 questions. Maybe it's not plenty at all. All right, we don't really have much time on our side, so we'll just go ahead with the game. All right, so I'm starting now. We only have 4 people. There's money. There's money. Okay. Are you still trying to join? Okay. We have one person. Let's just wait a little bit more. All right. We have 5 people now. Nothing left. 6 people. We'll be starting soon. We'll be starting by 12:10. If you want to join the game, just go to kahoot.it. Then you will see a box to put this pin. When you put the pin, you can join with you can put your username and join the meeting, the game. Or before we log the game. By 12:10 we'll be starting. 1 minute remaining. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Alright, just go to kahoot.it and put the pin 7238858 7238858 to join. chaos game is starting now. All right, so I'm starting it now. All right, so make sure you have your finger very, very fast. Then just random questions, questions that are all right. So this is the first question, and okay, wow, people missed it. Okay, let's move to the next one. Look at the scoreboard. Makes sense. Who won the Big Ninja Lockdown edition? Just random question. Random question. Okay, nice one, nice one. Israel is winning. No. All right, so the next one. Which of these is correct hashtag? This hashtag was trending for like 3 days worldwide. So yeah, shot. Yeah, people really don't know it. Okay. Wow. All right. The second to the last question. Time is double point. Double point. Sam, there's more time, 20 seconds, so you can still think very well. Okay. You actually know the watchword though. Connect, learn, and grow. All right, so meaning just one more question. One last question. Which of the company is sponsoring the DSC? San is a very cheap one. Everybody should know this one. Very, very cheap. Very, very, very cheap. Wow. So that was I'm so sorry for putting these two options actually. So sorry. I just wanted to convince people. All right, so I think that's the end of the game. So let's just see our winner now. Oh, Smart came third. Who is the winner? I will have a winner. All right, so Chibu underscore FX. Okay, you can, I don't know, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to, you can screenshot, then tag us on Twitter. So you can reach out to DS, like send a DM to us, then I can send you your prize. The prize is between me and you. It's a private something. All right, so that's the end of the chaos game. Thank you guys for everybody that played, and I think we had fun now. So all right, so that's it, and I'll stop sharing. So we'll wait for the next speaker to join in on the call. Okay, hold on. All right. Chibo have already messaged me privately already. All right, that's cool. Okay, our last speaker is already on the call. So Adiola, you can pick up the mantle now.
All right, we'll proceed to welcoming MS Awal to the third and last session on the topic succeeding as a developer community member. Over to you, sir.
All right, I think his mic is still coming up. So while we wait for him, so okay, his mic is up.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so thank you so very much for the opportunity. I didn't know how. I was in a different call, and then I remembered I was supposed to be speaking here, and this is Lasu, so I definitely need to be here. Um, so thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me see if I can share my screen. Do I even need to? Yeah, I do have some slides that I want to present. So just a moment. So it's a very, very short slide and it doesn't have anything. So don't even be worried about probably not seeing or anything. So my name is Awal. My name is Awal Ames, and I happen to be the program manager for developer student clubs in Sub-Saharan Africa here at Google. Under the course of my presentation, if I mention something that you need clarity on, or you possibly didn't hear exactly what I said, feel free to send me either a DM on on Twitter, or possibly send a post straight to my TL, so we can be able to, I can make more clarity. Okay, so today I'm speaking on how to succeed in a developer community, either as a member, either as a lead, or just basically what needs to be done and whose responsibility it is for you to be able to succeed in a dev community. Before we get down to what we want to discuss, it will be important for us to first talk about what developer communities are and what they stand for. I wasn't here earlier, so I don't know. Probably the previous speakers mentioned what DSC or what communities are, and but I'm still going on to this. So developer communities are basically groups of developers, right? Literally not even developer communities, literally any community. Or in our own case here, developer community is a group of developers who come together with a common goal. Usually it's simple. We come together to connect with each other, to learn from each other, as well as grow together. So if you're attending a DSC event, right, and this is not your goal, I think you're in the wrong community. The community has always been about these three things: connect with people, learn from people, and grow with people. So if you're part of a team, right, if you're part of a community, the best thing is to see about getting to these goals. So how do you get to succeed? How do you get to learn from people? How do you get to connect with people? And how do you get the opportunity to basically grow? So when you attend events, you have, let's start with the learning part of things. And then these communities can be any one of this. It doesn't necessarily need to be, it can be a DSC event, it could be GDG community, it could be an Ingressive for Good community, it could be a Women Techmakers community, it could be you being a member of open source community in Africa. It could be you part of She Code Africa, For Loop, Facebook Developer Cycle, Microsoft Learn Ambassadors Program, literally any community. Half of the responsibility of you succeeding lies with your DSC lead or with your community lead, basically. The other side of things lies with you. Even if your organizer will provide every single thing, all resources to you, if you don't put in the needed effort, you're still not going to make, you're still not going to succeed from it. Imagine Fawaz decides to organize, say, Android Study Jam every day, and you have a passion for Android development. You decided, hey, I'm going to be an Android developer. And then Fawaz is organizing an event and you didn't show up. You didn't do your part. Fawaz did his part, organize an event, get a speaker, but you on the other end did not put in your own effort, right? So if you're going to be part of the community, you have to ensure that you can commit to doing your own part of things. To some extent, you don't necessarily need to be a learner every day. You could join up a community as a beginner and then grow up to be an expert and be speaking at events organized by your community. You can also even reach out to the organizer and be like, hey, is there anything that can help the community? Like I would probably volunteer to be either anchoring this session or ensure we have members joining the community, or when members join the community, I can take care of introducing them to different technologies and things like this. So it's a shared responsibility. It's not just for the lead, it's both you and the lead. To succeed, you have to put in the effort. So when you attend events, do your best to connect with people. You possibly have seen this quote: your network is your network, right? The number of people you're able to connect with, right, will be really, really important for you, especially in the tech industry. Yes, you go about seeing job posts. Hey, we're looking for a senior or a junior. You see, most of the times you see jobs for senior devs or intermediate level. You often wonder, why is there no job role for a junior dev? The roles for junior dev, for example, are also actually advertised by mouth. So you'll be working in a company A and the company is trying to recruit a junior dev. They don't want to go through the hassle of probably announcing that we're recruiting a junior dev. 1,000 people apply to become that dev, and the company is obviously looking for one person. But using the power of networking, the people you got to connect with in the community who knows, okay, I'm interested in this and I've been doing this, could simply be like, oh, when the company comes to be like, okay, we're looking for a junior dev and we're not going to advertise, the person will easily send you a DM. I have been in a WhatsApp group where somebody posts a job opening, asks people in the community in that group. It's a WhatsApp group. It's not even like a large scale community. It's a group from people who were part of the Udacity Google African Scholarship 2019 cohort, 2018 cohort, basically. Those people who got to nano degree. So it was basically a group, a WhatsApp group, and then people joined. Then, so a few days ago, somebody reached out and was like, okay, this company is recruiting. The job role is not public. If you're in the job role is public, the job post is not public, right? But this is what they're looking for. If you think you're a good fit, send me a DM. Somebody sent him a DM. He did his preliminary conversation with the person to try to understand, okay, how good is this person? Will this person fit in the role? And then just put up a word across to the recruiters. And then the guy came back after a week to announce that he actually got the job thanks to a referral by Emmanuel, right? So it was basically something that happened in a group. And these people were like, yes, we were able to meet during the first 2018 together in Lagos and probably snap picture. It was a group of around 200 people, but we were like 40 people that were at their first, and the people that snapped picture was like 10. But that is our community. It's kind of like our family, right? We've been there in that group for over 2 years, and we're here still. And somebody was able to refer. It was a simple WhatsApp chat that got this person a job. It was and the person was able to refer him because he knows the person. Not that he knows the person physically, but he has seen the activities of the person in the group, right? When people post questions about Android, if he's not available, he noticed the person always contributes. So he's able to identify this person is good with Android, or this person has some knowledge of Android, and I can clearly refer him. So those job rules, those junior job rules you don't see, right, are advertised using the word of mouth. Somebody refers someone. That's one thing. Even the senior rules, not every rule gets advertised, right? Some of them will be on the company's website, but they're never going to mention it to the world that, hey, this role is open. No. If you know someone in the company who can tell you, hey, we actually have this job opening and we're looking for this set of engineers. Are you interested? If you're interested, I can put a word across. It's not your traditional Nigerian who you know. No. The companies are trying to cut down the expense of recruiting. Imagine getting 1,000 people submit CV for 3 roles. you eventually have to screen down every one of those 1,000 people only to only accept 3. Imagine 50 people CV didn't make it, and then 50 people look like qualified candidate and they need to take the test. Somebody in the company who is supposed to be writing productive code will be here reviewing the code, the assignment assessment that was sent to the applicant, and then another person has to dedicate their own time to interview the candidate. But when you have someone in your company who, if you have someone in your company who knows someone who is good fit, the interview process will be cut short. Basically, only one or two people will submit assessment. So if you're supposed to take, say, 3 days to review 50 people's code, it will basically take 2 hours or an hour to review 2 people's code and move them to the next step. And it cut down expense, not necessarily expense in money, it could be expense in time. So this is what you stand to gain, right? And then when you get the opportunity to be an organizer, to be part of the core team, right? Things come with that. Before we end this presentation, I'm going to give 3 examples, possibly people you may know, people you may not know. But people have made it to like different stages in life. People have grown from being part of communities. I'm going to swap to a different page and ask you how many of you know a certain someone. And I'm coming back to the chat section to see if anyone is able to tell us who the person is. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then share it again. Don't mind me, my slide is not totally completely ready. But last will be all right. How many of you know the guy in this picture? I'm at the chat section trying to look at, I'm going to look at the chat section. How many of you know this guy? If you know him, please type in on the chat section. How many of you know that guy in the picture? So one person, code base. Aminu Israel also code base. Okay. Yeah, so if you know him, just type in his name, right? If you know him, type in his name. Okay. So, yeah, okay. I think I can go with the 3 people that know who he is. So, how many of you know this next person? How many of you know this person? How many people? So at least 1 person, 2 persons, 3 people. Okay. So I give you a classical example of 2 different people, right? And we may possibly go to the 3rd person. But the 3rd person, I don't need to show you the picture, right? So the first person was rightly, what do you call him? Chris Wamba, right? For those of you who were in the tech space for like over 3 years, whether you've been contributing to the tech space or you've just been on Twitter, you will have seen the story of Chris, who moved on from being who was in school, who dropped out from school, right? I am emphasis on this talk is not for me. I'm not trying to tell you to drop out of school. You definitely shouldn't. Trust me, you're in Nigeria. It may work, it may not work out for you, right? But like Prosper happens to drop out from school. He was in CU, not Covenant University, Caritas University in Enugu, and he dropped out of school. He was in his, I think, his final year when he dropped out of school to focus on tech, right? Chris was eventually, I got the pleasure of managing Angular Nigeria. In 2016, we had Angular Nigeria in Lagos. where we were training people on using Angular technologies. It was just when when Angular 2 was released. And we're able to, it was the first event. Angular Nigeria was the first event. You possibly have seen these days whereby you organize an event and your venue get filled up, people standing. So Angular Nigeria was the first event to have filled the whole space. We're using hotels.ng space. It was the first event in Nigeria that the participant we got more people than the venue can accommodate. And like that was 2006, right? That was 2016. So he moved on to manage many communities. He organizes Concatenate and a couple other communities. And like he has faced many challenges, but the one thing that happened for him is he's known to be someone who writes a lot about communities, about technologies. He's an author of a couple of books, and he organizes events and speaks at many events. He got an invitation to attend Microsoft Build event in 2017 or 2018. 2017, I think. He was supposed to come and speak because he wrote a book on TypeScript and he was invited to come and speak, but he was denied visa, right? Chris got many denials. I think for every denial, if you're going to count the number of denials, should be equal to his total name, the total alphabet in his name, Chris Wamba. And then the team at Microsoft, a couple of teams, Sarah Dresner, Joan Holt, and a couple others felt like this was wrong. This guy was good enough and could not get a visa. So the issues of NSAS now, the protests and everything, we did this protest multiple times in the past, not for SARS anyway, for different cause. From US Embassy rejecting people, profiling people, everyone as a cyber criminal and the rest. So the team at Microsoft got angry and ensured in 2018, Chris got a job in Microsoft as a senior developer advocate, right, in the cloud team. It was based on his activities in the community, what he has shared, what he has got, what he's known for, right? It was a result of everything he does in the community. The fact that he was able to network with people, to share his knowledge, to help people. Every now or then, when I was leading the ALC program, I wake up every morning to go to Twitter. And on some days, I see people shouting, hey, thank you very much, Awal, for what you did, for helping us doing this, for helping us this. Or you wake up in the morning and see somebody announcing, wow, I got a job. Thanks to ALC, thanks to Google, thanks to Andela, right? So those were the things that people say. So that was Chris. Chris works for Microsoft, right? And things are going, you can probably guess how things are going for him. But that was one case. So the second case here, the second example was Prosper Otemwewa. You definitely should know Unicode developer. So he goes, Chris goes with the handle CodeBeast on Twitter. Prosper goes with the handle Unicode developer. And in the case of Prosper did not drop out of school. So I gave you an example of someone who dropped out of school. And now I'm going to give you an example of someone who didn't drop out of school and succeeded. Like literally depends on your definition of succeed or what succeeding means. Prosper graduated from Babcock. For the record, he studied computer science. Chris dropped out from school. He was studying computer science. He was studying computer science or computer engineering. So this is two opposite side of things, right? The good thing is they're friends. So so Prosper graduated from Babcock, joined Andela as a trainer, left Andela. But before he left Andela, I think a couple of things happened. He helped grew literally the first cohort of, the first sets, not really the first cohort, but in the first set of Andelans, where those people that were trained by Prosper. Prosper was one of the trainers for those sets. And in the case of Prosper, while he was In 2017, in 2016, not 2017, in 2016, Prosper worked on a project called Laravel Hackathon Code, like startup kits. And for the writings he did, right, and the impact and the contributions, what he built, the template he used, right, the boilerplate for the hackathon starter kit that was on GitHub got him more recognition than you can ever imagine. Prosper was one of the very, very few people. There was his code, right? His Laravel code was number one, was ahead of Facebook. Like, so it was like a case of he was trending on Facebook, on GitHub. His on the number of stars and everything was trending on GitHub to the extent that like a whole company like Facebook was second to him. So he was first and you were second. You can see how the impact was. It was used multiple times, and Prosper eventually went on to leave Andela, first joined a company called Auth0 as a technical writer, right? And continued to contribute to the community. In 2016, within that 2016-2017, Prosper became a Google developer expert, right, for web technologies, and he moved around. That was when he got, there's a name that I'm not sure people still call him, but we usually call him Fire Ambassador, because he was going from one event to the other to preach the gospel, and most of the time speak on Firebase. So that, and he used that fire emoji way too much that everybody started calling him Fire Ambassador. It's, for some people, it's because he speaks about Firebase. For the rest of the people, it's because of the emoji he uses. So it's this. From Auth0, he left to a couple of companies, but currently he co-founded Eden, right? And manages the community, manages his company. So one thing you need to look at is these two people made impact on the community, try to help people in the community, as well as try to help themselves. So they were not just organizers. Literally every single one of those community that was organized by Chris was co-organized by Prosper. So they networked together, became friends, did a lot for each other. They used the power of the community to their own benefit, and it's what everyone does. Right? So these guys built the community, now build the different, one works for a company, the other one works at his company. And developers used Eden really well, right? So these two people were classical examples of how people grow in the community. So when you be part of the community, don't just attend the community because you want to network with people. Ensure you grow technically. Do your own part of the bargain. As events are organized, do your best to ensure you get to become technically better every single time. So those are two sets of people. Now let me take you around two other sets of people that I'm not sharing. I may possibly share the picture, right? This is, I didn't think of it, but let me just do that. Let me get his picture, and maybe let me see how many of you are able to know who this person is. Yeah, so I'm going to ensure his name is not on the, just a moment, I'm trying to get a picture of someone, but I want to ensure you cannot see his name anywhere. Yeah, in this picture, though it's an old picture, but it actually shows who the person is. Sharing my screen now. I'm almost done, don't worry. Almost done. I have to ensure you don't see the person's name, and that is where the issue is coming. Oh, you will see. But yeah, it doesn't still negate the chance. Okay, so can you see this? I hope you cannot see the URL because the name is on the URL. Anyway, but can you see this young man? How many of you know him? It's perfectly fine to not know him. So he is the other side of the two first people. Shit. So one person happened to know him for us. So the guy in the picture is Aneke Chidimdi. Aneke's story is similar to possibly Prosper. Only that in his own, similar to Prosper and Chris, only that in his own case, he did not drop out of school. Aneke was a Google Student Ambassador. So we currently have DSC. Before DSC, there was a program called Google Student Ambassador, right? That was doing literally almost the same thing as DSC. Even though DSC is focused on developer communities, Google Student Ambassadors program then was focused on on all products. So they could be evangelizing about Google Maps, Gmail, and the rest. Chimdi graduated from University of Nigeria in Nsukka. He was a GSA in 2014. In 2013, the next year, he was the lead GSA for Africa and was supporting other GSA after him. When Chimdi left school, 2 months after leaving school, he joined Google. He joined Google to manage the GSA program and help ensure more people get into the GSOC program. After spending 2 years at Google, Chimdi left for Andela. He was the person that bootstrapped the Andela Learning Community program. So if you've been part of ALC, so this is one of the two people who ensured ALC started. He left Andela, like, I think over a year ago, close to 2 years, I think 2 years now, and joined Facebook. He works as a program manager for developer communities. So it was basically based on what he did in the community. So 3 people. In the case of Chimdi, yes, he graduated school and moved to get the job immediately afterwards. That was how it worked. Maybe the last case here happens to be me. Maybe I should do a shameless plug, but so this is it. So I happen to be the 4th person who has been a product of the community. I joined the community in 2014, literally 6 years now. And we've moved from being just attendees and become organizers, spoke at a couple of events in a couple of countries, and eventually led the Andela Learning Community program. I was in Chimdi's team. And a few days after Chimdi left, I think a few months after Chimdi left for Facebook, I got the pleasure of joining Google to be a program manager for the Developer Student Clubs program. Between those 6 years, I was able to manage communities across different locations for different companies, not just, even before Google, I was in Atlassian, supporting communities and stuff like this. So every one of us did not just become members of the community. Well, the 3 of us, Prosper, Chris, and myself, ensured we continued to be technically fit. Chimdi was a design freak. And I think in 2016, 2017, Chimdi took up a design challenge on himself. For every single day, he redesigned a logo or the product of a company, from banks to different organizations and things like this. So it wasn't just, nobody just wake up and got to the top without paying the debt. The debt for us was to ensure we remain technically fit and ensure we were contributing to the community to ensure our own growth. So if you're here in the community and you're hoping to succeed, please look at giving back to the community and ensure you remain technically fit. Don't just contribute, don't just become an organizer, right? Ensure you also you also ensure that you learn from it. So you get to network with people. When you attend developer events, you get to meet people from different spaces. For those of you who got to attend open source conference earlier this year, not even last year, sorry, pandemic made it look like last year. Earlier this year, literally, it was only Chris that was not at the event. There was Prosper, there was Chimdi, and I happened to be around. And this is not an exhaustive list. I could probably go on to tell you Anede's story. I could go on to tell you Charles Odili's story. I can tell you other story. I can tell you literally many stories of people who succeeded in the community, but they paid their own debt first. Like I already often say, you can only connect the dots backward. Do your own part now. And like Fawaz is saying, if you want to work, he wants to work at Google. If you also want to work at Google or Microsoft or Facebook or Amazon or literally any company, do your own part. Ensure you do what is expected, right? Attend as much event as possible, but also ensure you don't just attend events, you practice what you learn. And also share with people, tell people what you do, what you're good at. The person that will refer to your next job may possibly be an attendee at an event who just came around to see how things are going. You possibly just told him what you're doing casually. So that is how the community works. That is how to succeed in a community. Attend events, network with people, tell them what you're doing, and ensure you remain technically fit. Ensure you continue to grow yourself. And God, at the end, God will help us all. So if there's anything I said on this presentation that, sorry, my slide didn't have all the pictures and all the things I was saying, but if there's anything you possibly need clarification on, or you probably want to hear more about other people's story, my handle is, Twitter handle is @OwlMS. You can feel free to ping me. You can send me a DM. My DM is open. You can send me a DM on Twitter, or you can probably send me a chat on my TL, and we'll see how things go. Fawaz, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. As in, I was just here thinking of how I'm going to work at Google. So, shall we move? Okay, Adela, you have the floor now. So,
Okay, thank you very much, MS Awal, for explaining the whole concept behind succeeding as a developer community member. Thank you everyone for joining. Further information will be communicated to us on the Dsc Lasu platforms. But before we end the session, Fawaz wants to give an announcement in regards to the study groups. Okay, Fawaz, you can continue now.
all right. Thank you very much, Adela. Okay, so the study group, we've actually been talking on the study group for like it was ready, and well, we wanted to host the info session first before we announced it. So now this is it. The study group is going to be starting by next week, hopefully, next week. So the registration is going to be up for a week. So the registration link is there. It's just bit.ly at bi.ly/DSC Last Study Group. I'm going to share let me just write it here also, so people can click it from here. So you can register for the study group. You can only register for one study group at a time. Yes, can only register for one at a time. So you'll be able to focus on. I know some people are like, okay, Commando can register for two, even though you can juggle both at the same together. All right, so that's it. I hope you can see all the stack. We'll be having Kotlin, Python, TensorFlow, Flutter, GCP, HTML, CSS, UI, UX design, Node.js, Django, software testing, JavaScript, and other things that might not be on the flyer. So you guys can still register. Like the registration is open now, so you should register. If you have any issue registering, you can just reach out to me on WhatsApp or on Twitter. You can reach out to Dsc Lasu. Just check Dsc Lasu on Twitter. You can tweet at us. You can send us a DM. Any issue you're having, just send a DM. So we are going to attend to it. So I'm going to put up this stuff and why people go and register. So I'm trying to write the link on the chat section. So you can also share with your friends. You can share with your friends also. So for people to join, because the aim is for us to grow as a community and make sure we get more people to join the community. So that's it. And if you are not on the WhatsApp group, if you're not on the WhatsApp group, my Twitter handle is at Fawas. So you can message me on that scholar. You can message me on Twitter. I don't know if I should let me drop my WhatsApp number also. But you can message me on WhatsApp. All right. And you can also talk business with me also. I like money. I like money a lot. So that's it. What else? What else? If I have not joined us on, if I have not joined the community platform, you can still do so by joining us. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, this is the link for to join us on the community. So if you are on the community platform, it will be easy for you to get updates. You're going to get email when we schedule a new event, when we anything we just do on that platform. We can send mail to you. We can do so much. So just your own job is just to be there and just relax. We can also be checking once in a while to check on the group chat on the community platform. Also, the group chat is there, and more information is going to be communicated to you guys on it. So, what else? What else? And for the winner of the Coyote game, Chibuzo, if I'm not wrong, yeah, Chibuzo, okay. I don't know if I pronounced your name very well, but I'm sorry if I got you. I'll message you on WhatsApp. So I'm going to send you your prize. I'm going to send you your prize, and it's not really much. It's just something like it's just small, something like that. So you're just supposed to manage it like that. All right. So I don't know if there's any question. You have any question? You have any question? And also you can screenshot the screen so you can share it on Twitter. Then let people know that you attended the info session. Then let just people know, like, because if you share it, if the more you share, the more people get to know about the community. So share it and let's see these things. Also, we are recording and everything that happened on this event is recorded, so you can actually watch it. We are going to put it on our YouTube channel. I actually forgotten the YouTube handle, but don't worry, everything is going to be communicated to you guys through mail. Just join the community platform, join the WhatsApp group. I shared the link to the WhatsApp group earlier. If you don't have it, this is it. Yeah, come, let me grab it. I also shared the link to that video I played initially. So that's the link to the WhatsApp group, and that's it. So also link to Oluwafemi Tairu's slide is there. Is there also. So I can also share the link to my slide. Should I? Yeah, no, I'll share it to you. I'll share it with you, and I'm going to have everything you need to know. So if you have any questions, tweet at us, drop a message for me on WhatsApp, on the group chat, or anything else you need to know, just do that. So I think we've come to the end of the event. I'm really happy that at last we did the Evo session. Like, we've been postponing it like 2 times, so I'm really happy. And for the Coyotes game, Alima, I don't know if you are even on this call. If it was live, you'd have enjoyed it more, because I was supposed to share my screen and realized that you might be joining with your phone and you'll be on the Coyotes website instead of the this call. So I realized I won't be able to see the screen. So I'm sorry about that. Though maybe you might have won the Coyotes session, but don't worry, there are still more events. So our next event will communicate to you guys. We're planning on hosting an event on Firebase soon, but more information is going to be given to you guys. And so that is it. I really thank everybody for attending. I really thank everybody for 2 hours is not easy. 2 hours out of your time is not easy. I know, but I'm sure you guys have gained one or two things and also enjoyed the session. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The youth prize is going to be shared with you so you can rewatch everything that happened on the call. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. So that will be all.